from any of the following languages: C#, C++, Visual Basic, JavaScript, COBOL, and so forth. These are not the only programs, right? These are not the only programs. Okay. So this is what we call a framework, the .NET framework. You can program in C#, you can program in C++, in Visual Basic, whatever language that you are comfortable in. And you can have two programs, one programmed in C# and another one in C++, and they can be able to communicate one to another. Because remember, they work under the same framework. Okay? So the .NET framework has got some components, right? And these are the components of the .NET framework, right? There is what we call CLR, Common Language Runtime. There is the .NET Framework Class Library. There is the Common Language Specification, Common Type System, Metadata and Assemblies, Windows Forms, ASP.NET, Ajax, Addo.NET, you name it, all these, they are components of the .NET framework, right? So for the sake of our time, I really can't go over each and every one of these, but you must just appreciate at least 4 components under the .NET framework. You must appreciate at least 4 components. Okay? So, okay, fine. You say you have taught us about, what C# is, the features of C#, the .NET framework, its components. Okay, how can I start to program in C#, right? You need what we call an IDE or an integrated development environment, right? And it is provided by Microsoft. Remember, the .NET framework, right, is a baby of Microsoft, right? So the IDE, we can get it from the Microsoft website, and here is the link, right? If you just type in this link, this URL into your browser, it will lead you direct to where you can be able to download the latest or even an older version of Visual Studio, whichever one you are comfortable with. Myself, I'm using Visual Studio 2022, right? So if you click this URL, it will lead you to this page, right? You can actually see here we've got this web page from Microsoft, and it will lead you to say, do you want to download .NET, Visual Studio .NET, right? And there is a drop-down menu there under download Visual Studio with .NET. Do you want to download the Community Edition, the Professional Edition, or the Enterprise Edition? Or do you want to download Visual Studio with C++, as we are interested with this one? You see the one highlighted in red, which says Community Edition. So you're supposed to choose Community Edition. Is that understood? The other ones here, they might require licenses and so forth, like Enterprise and Professional, but the Community version is mainly designed for us as students and lecturers for learning purposes, and it is free. So you must choose the Community Edition. Right? Once you choose it and install it, you will find that under your all programs, under Start All Programs, you will see this one which says Visual Studio 2022. Now it depends on the version that you would have downloaded. But I would exhort you as your lecturer to download the latest version. Right? That's why I chose Visual Studio 2022. Right? You see, these IDEs, they evolve with time. Right? Why do they evolve? There would be some bugs in the previous versions. So they will be trying, to deal with those bugs. They will be trying to deal with those bugs. Okay? They will be trying to deal with those bugs. So once a bug is dealt with, you see a newer version. So that's why it is recommended to actually use a newer version. Right. So once you click it from Start All Programs, Visual Studio, once you click this one, it will lead you to a page like this one, which says Visual Studio 2022. What do you want to do? Yeah. So for the very first time that we create a project from scratch, we should choose the highlighted option, create a new project, right? You can't say, for instance, open a local folder or open a project or solution. You don't even have any project as yet if it is the first time. So you create a new project, right? Once you choose creating a new project, right, you will see options of various templates. This new project of yours, what sort of an application is it? Is it a console app? Is it an ASP.NET Core Web app? So if you want to create, for instance, a website, you have to choose ASP.NET Core Web app. Is it a Blazor server app? ASP.NET. There are several. You can see actually by this scroll, it can go all the way down. So there are various templates that you're actually able to use, right? So in this course, we'll mainly be using two templates, the console app. By console app, I'm just trying to say it's a black screen and it gives you an option just to view what you are trying to program. But remember, this one is called visual programming, so we can't just end it console app. We also have to deal with, creating GUIs or graphical user interfaces. So the second option that we can choose is the Windows Forms app. So either you are creating a Windows Forms app or a console app, or if I say create a website, you are choosing a web app or something like that, okay? I hope that is clear. So if you want to create a graphical user interface with text boxes, with labels, with buttons and so forth, which one would you choose? The console app, the ASP.NET Core Web app, or the Windows Forms app? Which one would you choose? Hi guys.
Yes, sir.
Which one would you choose if you want to create a desktop application with buttons?
Windows Forms app.
Yes, Windows Forms app, isn't it so? How about, for instance, if you want to create a simple program that asks for user input, you enter your name and it says good morning, blah, blah, blah. Which one would you choose? Which one, guys? Yes, Clemens?
Console app.
Console app, yes. That's fine. That's fine. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Right, so you guys, you are really catching up, and it's a clear sign that you did your assignments. Right, so you will be led to this new screen which asks to configure a new project, and it asks for a project name, right? The very first project will be a Hello World project, right? And the location, if you want to change the location, you click this button here, but you can just choose to leave it where it will be saved. The default one, users admin source repos, right? But if you are very specific, you can change the location, but otherwise it's not really necessary. The solution name, there's no need to change it. So all you have to make sure you do is to enter the project name, what the project is all about. In this case, we are trying to create a simple Hello World, project. Okay, so that's what you do. Then you click on next, right? Additional .NET 6.0. Then you click on create. You will get inside. Right? So this is the kind of code that we'll be seeing in C#, right? So this is the environment now. This is where we are. Right? You can actually see I just copied that code and I pasted here. So what you can do, you guys, for you to learn even faster, you see my notes here, the way I created these notes. Just copy. You see this? You just copy the code, right? You come with it, right? You just delete whatever is there and you paste it like that. Just copy and paste, right? Once you copy and paste, you are now able to run it. How do you run it? You see this button here which says Hello World. That's where you click and it will run. So before we try and understand everything here, I just copied the code. Let's try and run it. So we click this run button here. All right. Depending with how fast your machine is, it can take a bit of time building. Right. building the output, right? So this is the output. You see here